Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we cut through the noise and zero in on crucial insights.
Mm.
Have you ever caught yourself thinking, I'm just not the creative type?
Mm-hmm.
Or felt like brilliant ideas are something only, other people seem to conjure up?
It's such a common feeling, isn't it? This idea that creativity is just this innate talent.
Yeah, like a switch you either have or you don't.
Exactly.
But what if that whole idea is basically a myth? What if the ability to innovate isn't some rare gift, but actually a muscle you can train?
A skill you can consciously develop.
Right. That's the really intriguing premise we're exploring today. Okay, let's unpack this.
That's right. We've been digging into some compelling excerpts from a book titled Creativity in Action, Developing Innovative Behaviors Within Your Comfort Zone.
Okay.
And this material offers a truly liberating perspective. That creativity and innovation aren't these mystical forces or exclusive traits, but entirely learnable skills.
Learnable skills. I like that.
It totally shifts the conversation, from passively waiting for inspiration to actively cultivating the capacity for it.
So our mission for this deep dive is really to equip you. We want to pull out some truly actionable insights.
Practical stuff.
Exactly. How you can weave innovative behaviors into your daily routine, backed by solid, scientifically grounded techniques. And this is key without feeling completely overwhelmed.
Yeah, that's important.
So if you're looking for a practical shortcut to becoming maybe more agile, more confident, just more effective in your problem solving, well, this deep dive is for you. Let's start challenging those old assumptions.
Let's do it.
The core idea that this book really champions is, I think, a powerful one. It states, creativity and innovation are skills anyone can develop through practice.
That word, anyone.
Right. It's incredibly inclusive. When you hear anyone, it really democratizes the whole concept, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. It moves innovation out of that sort of exclusive realm of the genius.
Yeah, the lone genius myth.
And into something genuinely accessible to, every single one of us.
So what's so fascinating about that perspective shift?
Well, what's truly fascinating here is the paradigm shift it triggers. It fundamentally reorients our whole approach.
How so?
Instead of that passive waiting game, hoping for that elusive aha moment.
Which might never come.
Exactly. It shifts to active, deliberate cultivation. Think of it like learning to play a musical instrument or maybe mastering a new sport.
Okay.
You don't just pick up a guitar and suddenly play a concerto, right? You learn chords, you practice scales, maybe understand some theory.
You build it up.
You gradually build proficiency. And similarly, this material suggests that creativity isn't so much about innate talent as it is about consistent, deliberate practice of specific mental techniques.
So it really challenges that deeply ingrained idea that some people are just born creative.
Absolutely. It emphasizes that sustained effort is really the primary engine of creative growth, not just some lucky genetic lottery.
That makes so much sense because I think many of us shy away from creative challenges.
Yeah.
We associate them with these huge disruptive overhauls or...
Right, like you have to reinvent yourself completely.
Exactly. The word innovation can feel like this demand to just step outside everything familiar.
Intimidating.
Very. But this book offers a really interesting counterpoint. It says, it presents a simple and practical method to help you integrate innovative behaviors into your daily life without leaving your comfort zone.
Okay, now that part is intriguing.
Isn't it? Now, I admit, when I first read Comfort Zone, I did wonder, are we just talking about tiny incremental tweaks?
Like, are we really pushing boundaries?
Yeah. How does the book make sure we're still stretching ourselves, even subtly, and not just kind of settling for good enough?
That's a really crucial question, and honestly, it speaks to the genius of this approach. That phrase, without leaving your comfort zone, it isn't really about avoiding innovation.
Okay.
It's about making it sustainable and, frankly, less intimidating. It lowers that psychological barrier to entry.
Which is huge for a lot of people.
It is. Many people resist change, especially when it feels like some massive, high-risk leap. This method focuses on making small, cumulative adjustments and fostering new habits within your existing frameworks.
So you're not being asked to quit your job and become an artist overnight.
Exactly. Not at all. Instead, it's about applying structured thinking to familiar problems, using techniques that feel less like a dramatic overhaul and more like a natural evolution of your thought process.
Okay, like building a muscle.
Precisely, building that muscle within your known environment. And that leads to significant creative growth over time, but without the paralysis that can come from feeling like you need radical disruption.
And what's great is this isn't just, feel-good theory. The book really grounds these ideas. It draws on the author's pretty extensive background.
Yeah, that's a key point.
We're talking about someone with over 30 years of experience researching, teaching, and applying creativity and innovation.
In universities, companies, institutions.
Yeah, all over. That kind of depth and breadth of experience, it
Yeah.
really lends weight to the methods being discussed, doesn't it?
It's absolutely critical because it underpins that promise of scientifically grounded creativity techniques.
Yeah.
This isn't about vague inspiration or just, thinking outside the box in some abstract way.
Right. It implies structure.
Structure, evidence-based approaches that have been rigorously tested, think less, throw paint at a canvas, and hope for the best and more engineer solutions with a specific toolkit.
Can you give an example?
Yeah.
Like what kind of techniques?
Sure. We're talking about proven techniques like applying the Scamper method. That's an acronym prompting you to substitute, combine, adapt, modify, put to another use, eliminate, and reverse elements of a problem.
Okay, I've heard of that.
Or maybe using pre-mortem thinking, where you imagine a project has failed and work backward to figure out why, proactively uncovering risks and opportunities.
Interesting. So very practical frameworks.
Exactly. Frameworks designed to prime your brain for novelty, refined across decades in all those different settings, academic, corporate, institutional. And the ultimate goal, as the author clarifies, is to help you become more agile, confident, and effective in problem solving and goal achievement.
So the creativity being fostered is highly functional. It leads to real impact.
Yes. Practical, measurable impact in your life.
Now, here's where it got really interesting for me, and I think many of you listening might find this intriguing too. It's how this material emphasizes learning to train your creative thinking regularly and effortlessly.
Effortlessly. That's the magic word.
That's the golden ticket, right?
Yeah.
We're all juggling so much already. Adding another complex thing to our day often feels just impossible.
Yeah. Who has time for creativity training?
Exactly. But effortless and regular, that sounds like a game changer. Plus, it highlights these techniques are applicable to both personal and professional settings.
That point about effortless, regular training is incredibly powerful, I think, for actually encouraging people to do it.
How might that look in practice? Effortless training.
Well, I remember a colleague who was really stuck trying to find a fresh angle for a recurring internal report she had to write. Same old thing every month.
Okay.
So instead of forcing it, she started taking just 5 minutes each morning to reframe a really small everyday decision. Like she'd ask herself, what are 3 completely ridiculous ways I could make my coffee today?
Light chuckle. Ridiculous ways. Okay.
Sounds silly, right? But it effortlessly trained her brain to just break patterns. And suddenly she found herself applying that same playful reframing to her boring report.
Right, yeah.
And it led to a completely new data visualization that actually resonated far more with her audience. It clicked.
Wow. Just from thinking about coffee differently.
It's those little mental diversions, those sort of comfort zone challenges that the book encourages as practice. It could be consciously reframing a routine team meeting instead of status updates, maybe what's one unexpected win we had this week.
Or like when you get a familiar client brief.
Right. Challenge yourself to visualize the solution in 3 entirely new ways. Even if it's just a quick thought experiment, it's about taking those everyday thinking tasks and just playfully applying a creative lens. You build the muscle without feeling like you're doing tons of extra work.
That makes it feel much more achievable.
Yeah.
So who exactly stands to benefit most from this kind of practical comfort zone approach? The material is quite specific. It points out this book is particularly valuable for students and professionals in marketing, communication, and administration.
Okay, that makes sense.
Also for educators teaching creativity and innovation courses, and crucially, for entrepreneurs and leaders seeking to boost their creative potential.
That's quite a diverse group.
It is, but it makes a lot of sense when you think about the demands of the modern world, I suppose.
Yeah, and this raises an important question, doesn't it? What's the underlying commonality among these individuals? Why is developing creative and innovative behaviors so critical for them specifically today?
Good question. What do you think?
Well, For marketing and communication folks, it's obviously about cutting through the noise, right? Crafting compelling narratives, connecting with audiences in novel ways that avoid cliché.
You need fresh ideas constantly.
Constantly. In administration, innovation translates more maybe to streamlining processes, optimizing resources, finding smarter ways to manage complex systems. That's essential for efficiency now.
Absolutely. And educators.
Educators, well, naturally, they not only have to teach these skills, but also innovate in their own teaching methods to engage students effectively.
True. And entrepreneurs and leaders.
Well, for them, creative potential isn't a nice to have. It's the very lifeblood of growth and adaptation. They need to foresee market shifts, spot opportunities where others just see obstacles.
Solve complex problems, inspire people.
Exactly, inspire new directions. So the thread connecting all these roles is that urgent need for highly transferable skills and fundamentally a mindset shift. Moving from just reacting to problems to proactively generating imaginative solutions.
Because the landscape is changing so fast.
Yeah. So fast. In today's world, thinking differently isn't just a bonus. It's really a core requirement for success and just staying relevant.
So ultimately, this material, this book, it extends an invitation to all of us, really, to start training your creativity today and transform your mindset to embrace innovation naturally.
Naturally. That's the goal.
It's about moving away from seeing innovation as this separate big event you have to force upon yourself.
Right, like a project you have to schedule.
Yeah. And instead, letting it become just an intrinsic part of how you perceive and interact with the world around you.
And that idea of a mindset transformation, it's truly central. Innovation, more often than not, isn't about a single grand gesture that changes an industry overnight.
It's usually smaller things adding up.
Often, yes. It's about a consistent, natural integration of creative thinking into your daily rhythm, whether you're tackling personal stuff or professional opportunities.
So cultivating a habit of curiosity.
Curiosity, gently questioning assumptions, actively looking for alternative solutions, even when the obvious path seems, fine.
Good enough isn't always good enough.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's about becoming comfortable with that ongoing process of discovery rather than just fixating on some perfect, immediate outcome. And the fact that the book itself is mentioned as being for sale in online bookstores.
Right, practical context.
It just emphasizes the accessibility. It reminds us these aren't just abstract philosophical concepts, but actual tangible tools readily available for anyone ready to start cultivating their creative potential.
Okay, so let's bring this all together. What does this deep dive really mean for you listening right now? We've explored how this source, creativity in action, completely reframes the narrative. Creativity isn't some fixed talent you're born with.
It's a skill.
It's a skill you can consciously cultivate. And this book offers a simple, practical, scientifically backed method to weave innovative behaviors into your daily life.
And the really reassuring part.
Yeah, the most reassuring part is you can do it right within your comfort zone. You don't need to embark on some radical life change.
No huge leaps required.
You just need to start practicing building that muscle with small, consistent efforts.
Exactly. So I really encourage you to reflect on what we've discussed today. The path to greater innovation, to more effective problem solving, it might be far simpler.
More integrated.
More integrated and more natural than you ever imagined. It's really about empowering yourself with tools that are probably already within reach, just waiting to be picked up and applied.
Okay, and as we close out this deep dive, here's a final thought for you to maybe ponder or explore on your own. Consider one small, everyday problem, or maybe just a routine task in your life right now. Could be organizing your digital files, streamlining a weekly chore, planning a personal project, anything.
Something familiar.
Exactly.
Yeah.
How could you consciously apply just one of these comfort zone creative thinking techniques we talked about? Maybe reframing the problem or using a simple what if question to approach it just a little differently.
It's a small shift.
Just a small shift. And what surprising solution or maybe just an unexpected insight might emerge if you allowed yourself that little nudge in perspective. Something to think about.
Definitely.
Thank you for joining us on The Deep Dive.
We'll catch you next time.